welcome to Mom's Kitchen. I'm going to be using last night's leftover baked potatoes in order to make a corned beef hash tonight. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn my cast iron pan on medium heat. And I've got my jar here where I've saved my hamburger grease and my bacon fat. And let's put about 3 tablespoons of this grease into my cast iron pan. Okay, and while that's melting, I'll move you over here. And I'm going to go ahead and take the skin off this onion. I like to cut both ends off. Then I cut this onion right into half. And then I go ahead and I take the skin plus one more layer because that layer is usually spongy. Okay, I'll move you back over to the pan. Okay, and I'm just going to dice this onion up right into this pan. Now, you may be used to buying corned beef hash already made in a can, and believe me, you are missing out if you've never made it this way, because I love corned beef hash, but I cannot even stomach the corned beef hash out of the can. It is just nowhere near as good. I grew up on corned beef hash like this. I'm going to put the whole onion right in. Smelling good already just with that grease on the onion. Using your leftover bacon and hamburger grease, not only is it frugal and especially handy during times like right now where we can't always get much butter and oil and things, but on things like this, it will give it such a nice flavor. Okay, let me rinse my hands off. Okay, let me move you back over here. So I had 3 of these baked potatoes left, and I'm going to peel them. Get these all peeled while that onion is cooking over there. You can make this with the skins on, but tonight I'm going to peel them. When you make baked potatoes, always make some extras and plan on having some on hand for hash for breakfast or quick supper the next night. If you think ahead and get some of these things done in advance, it makes meals much easier. Sorry about that. My hound dog is bumping the camera. Okay, I'm going to move you right back over to the frying pan. Okay, I'm going to start slicing these potatoes. Putting them right in there. Baked potato makes a nice brown hash. Okay, we got one more going right now. Okay, let me rinse my hands again. Now you really want to use a cast iron pan if you have it. If you don't have it, then use what you have, but the cast iron pan, in my opinion, gets it much, much browner and nicer. All right, now I'm going to add some kosher salt. Now, the corned beef will be salty, so don't get carried away with the salt. I'm going to add quite a bit of pepper. I'm going to just let that sit there for a few minutes. Now, while we're waiting on this, I'll show you the corned beef and we'll talk about that. I use the Libby's canned corned beef. This is the only corned beef that I use. I do not like any of the other brands. And it comes with a key on the side. And you turn the key around, stick it in the opposite end, and you just turn this and it will open all the way around. Now, for a hash this size, the 3 baked potatoes and 1 onion, I'm just going to use half a can. And the other half a can, I'll just put it in a Tupperware container and put in the freezer. Now, this can is about $4.50, but you're going to get 2 meals out of it. So some leftover potatoes and onion and half a can of this. This is a pretty frugal meal. Now, you can serve this with like green beans or something and some hot toast, but tonight we're going to serve it with eggs and drop biscuits, and I'll show you in another video how I made the drop biscuits. So what we want to see going on here before we add the corned beef is we want to see this onion start to get a little brown and this potato start to get a little brown. So we're just going to let that sit there and cook a little bit. And I'll be back in a minute. So when it gets to this point, You can see kind of the brown on the pan, and the hash is starting to get a little bit of brown to it like that. Okay, it's now time to go ahead and add the corned beef. I'm just going to take a butter knife and just cut pieces of this right out until I've used half the can. Okay. And then I'm just going to break this up with my spoon. Now, when you're making a hash and it starts to stick like that, what you want to do is you want to turn your temperature down. And as that is down and browning, it will release anything that's sticking. So what I'm going to do, once I get this broke up and mixed in, is I'm going to turn this stove right down to 2, and I'm going to leave that there to brown a while, and we'll be back. Okay, so while that hash is over there browning up, I've got some eggs here that I'm going to boil medium, and I'm going to turn the burner on high, and when this comes to a boil, I'm going to shut it off, cover it, and set a timer for 3 minutes. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so I cooked the hash on 2 for a bit until all of that released off the bottom of the pan, and now I've turned it back up to medium, and I'm going to brown it a little longer, and I'll rotate between medium and 2 until this is all nice and brown. So my eggs are boiling. I'm going to shut the burner right off, cover on, set the timer for 3 minutes. Okay, that timer just went off, and those eggs are done. I'm going to take them directly out of the water. We don't want to leave them in there at all. Now I'm not going to put them in cold water because I actually want these to be hot for supper, so I will show you a little trick on how I like to peel these if I'm going to be eating them hot. Oops, let me move you over. All right, so what I do if I'm going to be eating these hot, now remember this is a medium boiled egg, so it won't be hard boiled or soft boiled, it will be in between. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that egg right in half, okay? And then, ooh, it's hot. Just going to run my knife right around the edge. Pop that egg right out. I got just a piece of shell there. Get rid of that. And this will make it just like if you cooked an egg over medium, you know, but you boiled it. Pop that right out. And then what I like to do with mine, just a little bit of butter. I like to mash that egg up. Oops. Just that little bit of butter. Okay. And then add just a touch salt and pepper. Okay. And then I'm going to put my biscuit on. I'll cut that right in half. Butter that. And then I'm going to add some of this nice browned corned beef hash that we made. Okay. And then I'll put some fruit with this. I have like some applesauce cups or fruit cocktail cups. I'll put one of those on the side. And there is my supper. And look how nice and brown that hash is. Okay, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.